Hey guys, Keely Reason here, owner of Love Hope Adventure, where I talk about the marriage, relationship, intimacy, and marriage, and how you can go deeper with your spouse. Today, I'm giving you like a little behind the scenes of creating a bedroom game. So, I'm in the process of making a few new bedroom games to add to my shop, and I have been working on these games. So, here's a little behind the scenes on how this all takes place. First, there's coffee. And when the coffee's ready, it helps me think. Okay, so the first thing that I do when I am thinking about a bedroom game and what I'm gonna do is like, what is the problem I'm trying to solve with this game? Okay, what is it that I think is gonna be a benefit to a couple? So, my games that I create are very much planned out. I'm trying to solve a problem. So, one of the things that I am currently trying to solve with the bedroom games that I am creating is helping a couple who wants to try something new, but they're a little bit scared to talk to your spouse about it. They're like, I don't know if my spouse is going to be okay with this. How do I even broach that subject? Maybe they've had some difficult conversations in the past where they've shared an idea and their spouse didn't well receive it. That happens, right? Like, if somebody tells you something that seems a little disgusting to you, your gut reaction is probably going to be one of disgust. Well, when it comes to sexual relationship with your spouse, if you say, I really want to try X, and their gut reaction is disgust, it can make you feel like they are disgusted with you, which is not the case. They're just having a hard time stomaching that idea. Maybe they didn't handle it well. So I am currently trying to solve a problem of how do I bring a game aspect into this? How do I make searching through these things that both people might be comfortable with and figure out what is mutual things that they would both like. Okay, that's the problem I'm trying to solve. So now let me think about a game aspect, right? So it all started with me thinking about this game is called the gas pedal bedroom game. So there is this idea in sexual arousal that you have gas pedals and brake pedals. You have things that are a turn on and things that just stop you in your tracks. So I thought there is a song out there that has the lyrics gas pedal in it. I think it's even called gas pedal. And I was just thinking about that song and like, okay, that makes sense. So I already had a theme in my mind, gas pedals and brake pedals. Okay, this is a car theme. So Austin and I went through this together. I came up with the original, like, here's how the game is played, or here's the game. How do I gamify this? There are a lot of my friends who are sex bloggers that have like a sex, what do they call it, like a sexploration list or something. So I wanted it to be different than that. I wanted to have like an actual game aspect to it. So I created this list. This is the original PDF that I put together document wise that has like, okay, here's how to play the game, here's the idea behind the game, here's what I need. And then I send all of this to my designer with my um, like my design ideas. Like, hey, this is what I was coming up with. So this gas pedal game will go out in the shop soon. Um, I told them, hey, I want it to be like a race theme. So fire, racing, gas pedals, brake pedals. And so I gave them like some ideas of what I wanted them to do, the checkered, everything. And this is what they have gotten back to me. So I will be putting this in the shop soon after I get them to make a few more updates. So I go back and forth with the designer after we have spent all that time editing content, like for clarity, like really discussing it. It's easiest for me to put my idea on the game in a document and then let Austin sort of like go over it without really hearing a ton of my own feedback, because then it allows him to like come at this from a first view kind of point of view, like, because it's easy for me to understand how the game is played because I already have it in my head versus somebody who's reading it the first time. So that's how the editing goes. And so I had our designer put together this PDF. And so this particular game is going to have the list of all the things that could be a gas pedal or brake pedal. So it's a list of 4 play ideas. I asked them to create 2 options. One where it's game cards, so that if the couple wanted to cut these cards up and put them in a jar and then they pull them out, then they will, let me get to the bottom of this PDF. My idea was that they would show their card. So green for yes, so there's a one for a man and a woman, and then red for brake pedal, and then maybe something like, oh, we might want to do that. So there are some options. They can just put all of the cards that are gas pedals in a pile and use them to play a bedroom game later. Then there is a list of things the couple can do in the pile. And then there's no like negotiation. There's no skipping the cards like, ooh, I don't want to try that. This is all approved stuff. Or the couple can do this checklist, right? They can go in here. This is the checklist. I have some edits I need to have made, so I'm not ready to publish this yet because the checklist isn't real clear on what column. So if the couple would rather just read over the checklist and, you know, give their go ahead one way or the other, or they can both print out a checklist and they can check it and they can marry that up. There gives some different ways they can play it. So ultimately, when I am thinking about bedroom games and creating them, I am trying to solve a problem based on things that people are saying in my comments, questions I'm getting on the anonymous questions form, people who are emailing me, whatever. I'm trying to solve problems through games because I think games can be fun. And when I am doing this, I'm trying to give options so that the game doesn't turn into a frustration point or have a bad outcome. So games are a really easy way to teach a skill, to overcome problems. I mean, this is part of the reason that we do games with kids. Yes, there's a social aspect with playing games with your kids or whatever, but like playing games like Go Fish and any other those kinds of little children games, there is a learning aspect behind it. So that is the position that I've taken when I'm creating games for Love of Adventure. They're not just there to be like some way of you getting outside of your normal routine and giving you things you can do. They are also meant to be a teaching tool. Guys, thanks so much for joining me behind the scenes on one of my games I'm about to launch. And feel free to give me any questions in the comments. I'll link up to the product as soon as it's live in the comments too. That way you can kind of see the game. And if you want to buy it, you can. These all come as a PDF download. And if you want to print stuff, you can. If not, you can read the list on your phone. I try to make them in a way that people can have different options on how they actually interact with the games. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I'll chat with you later.